Hi, my name is Gabe Bauer, and welcome to Behind the Bar, where we bring you historical cocktails that are enjoyed every day. Today we have the historic cocktail Forget-Me-Not. It is one of the Epicurean cocktails, in other words, one of the more herbally cocktails that comes from our book. You all know it at this point, Just Cocktails. It was copyrighted back in 1939. It was a gift from my grandfather. May he rest in peace. Love that guy. And it has so many different cocktails, 4 different sections: gay 90s, pretty cocktails, favorite sons, Epicurean, and the classics. This one comes from the Epicurean. So all the Epicurean cocktails are centered around herbally components, whether that's chartreuse or Benedictine or something along those lines, and typically it comes from France, since most of those cocktails are, or most of those liquors, I should say, are made there. But let's get into our Forget-Me-Not drink. There's not a whole lot of history that we know about the making of this original recipe that we know, so we just have to sit here with conjecture, but we do know that it was at least made back in 1939, as it's in our book there. We're going to start off with our rocks glass here, and we're going to pour in a ½ ounce of green chartreuse. Now, if you've never had green chartreuse before, this is a very herbal liquor that is made in France by the Carthusian monks. It's delicious. They also have another version of this, which is yellow chartreuse. Perhaps you guys have seen that if you've watched the main show. I've used it plenty. It's delicious. So let's put in our ½ ounce here, right into there. There's so much liquor going into this one. We're going to have about 2½ ounces total of ingredients here, so we don't want to go too overpowering, but you can always up them if you want bigger quantities. We're going to follow that up with a ½ ounce of brandy. Now I'm using Christian Brothers brandy. What brandy you use when you come to these drinks will be major. So if you have a particular brandy that you like in terms of flavor, then maybe you decide to go with that over Christian Brothers. I like Christian Brothers because it mixes very well. It's got a very mellow flavor, good punch, and it doesn't overpower most other ingredients in mixed drinks. So let's put that on in. There we go. Next, we're going to follow that up with a ½ ounce of maraschino. I have Luxardo maraschino liquor. This is a very old recipe. This has been around for a very long time, very well known for cherry liqueurs. If you have something like Kirsch, you could also do that. Pretty much any other cherry liqueur could be a substitute for maraschino, but if you're going to go with the OG, I suppose, you're going to go with Luxardo. So let's put in our ½ ounce here. And this is very syrupy, so that will add a good amount of sugar to our drink and sweetness as well with that cherryness. And then finally, we're going to put in a ½ ounce of Curacao. Now, Curacao is just triple sec. This is the genuine Curacao, so this comes from the island of Curacao, and it's excellent. Obviously, it's got a great reputation, and it's also not the cheapest either. You could probably find other cheaper brands of triple sec, but this one's very good. So we'll put in our ½ ounce there. It's also got a gorgeous amber orange color here. So next, I'm going to grab some ice and throw it on in, and we will stir this on up. See, stirring this up. Now, when I'm stirring this up, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to awaken any of the subtle flavors that are in the liquors, and at the same time chill the drink down and also distill some of the more potent flavors that we have in the drink at the same time. Now, there's not a lot in here. If you wanted to increase your quantities, like I said, you're more than welcome to. Just be careful so that you don't drink irresponsibly. Next, we're going to strain this into our rocks glass. Now, you can serve this neat or on the rocks. I'm going to serve this neat, because we're going to have a very cool effect with our final ingredient here, and that will be a ½ ounce of cream. I've got regular whipping cream here. You could also use heavy whipping cream if you want some more thickness to it, but I think regular will do just fine. So do a ½ ounce of that here. So we want equal parts of everything as it calls for. And look at that, just clouds up ever so beautifully. Oh my goodness, and you can just swirl that around. Now the thing is if there's enough acidity in the alcohol, you don't want to let this sit too long or else it'll start to curdle and separate, and then you've got a chunky drink. So let's give it a try, the Forget-Me-Not. That is, oh my gosh, that is so many different flavors. The citrusiness of that curacao, the incredible herbliness of that chartreuse. That is absolutely astounding. It's the first time I've actually had green chartreuse. It's delicious. The brandy just has that wonderful balancing act, especially with bold and sweet flavors. And then the cherries, you really get the taste of that subtle sweet cherries that offset the tartness of the triple sec. And then finally that creaminess comes in so nicely, so mellow, so absolutely delicious. This is absolutely fantastic. Like I said, guys, you got to try this one. If you're going to try one of these, I would definitely give this one a try if you can. The Forget-Me-Not.